Hello everyone, this is the second video and it's a weekend, and today I will be talking, it's going to be deep. This topic today is going to be very deep. It's talking about the mind. The title of it is "The Mind is Powerful and a Terrible Commodity to Waste." Again, the whole purpose of these videos, and if you didn't see the first one, you can go back and look at it. I'm not hoping to improve each time, but the whole purpose of these videos is to help someone. I know for this pandemic, me watching other people's videos and different things, it helped to inspire and motivate me. Some were funny, some were educational, some were just, different types of videos, but they inspired me. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give back and I'm going to inspire others. So I think this video, I know for sure whoever's supposed to watch it is going to watch it. I believe that everything happens for a reason. So if you're here, just hold on and just listen, because it's going to be good stuff. It's going to be inspiring information. Again, I'm going to be giving back. Knowledge-wise, I'm going to try to help people who are aspiring in their career to be nurses or whatever you want to do. I'm going to show you the tools and pearls of wisdom that help me to get to where I am. And hopefully this here is going to be part of my legacy for my kids, for my nieces, for my nephews, for somebody, maybe they're going through something, say, let me look at Auntie Pam's video and see what she did about so-and-so. So this is all about my journey, my life, and sit and enjoy. So I said the mind is powerful and a terrible thing to waste. I'm gonna preference my father, who was amazing. My parents were amazing, but my father from my childhood instilled the importance of reading, which I told you before. I read several books, I can't even count the number. He instilled these tools of wisdom, the importance of reading, the importance of getting that sheepskin. I mean, if you don't know what the sheepskin is, the sheepskin is getting your education. So he instilled that. He said it's important to go to school. It's important, whatever you do, to do your best at it. He instilled that respect is important. For you to show respect to others, but you should also respect people. And they should respect you. And he instilled so many things in my life it's amazing. And at the time when you're going through it, you don't think, and when you're a child and when you're young, you don't think that those tools, those pearls of wisdom are helpful. But in essence, they help to mold me in the woman that I am today, the incredible, brilliant woman I am today. They help me to be an excellent educator, motivator. Everything that's in my essence, that's in my being, that foundation, having my father, having my mother, having all that, helped to mold me into this. And guess what? It can help you too. If you don't have a father, it doesn't matter. You have male role models. If you don't have a mother, it doesn't matter. You have female role models. You have to be wise enough to get what you need from who you need it from. Take the good stuff and leave the bad stuff. And that's what we have to do. Initially, I talked about I was reading, and I didn't execute. But you know what? Now that I'm thinking back on my life and things that I've done and the ways that I have positioned myself and the moves that I made, I have been executing for years. I'm a different person. I'm not like the person I was 20, 30 years ago. This journey is amazing. The ride is amazing. So if there's anyone that's going through anything, if you're going through hardship or you're going through challenges, entertain them. Challenges are amazing. Challenges make you stronger. That thick skin that you get from going through different things, it makes you strong and it helps you to be yourself. And the whole purpose of these videos is so that you can see what you have to do to evolve to be your true essence and yourself. Okay, so getting back to my foundation, I'm going to briefly tell you a little bit about my father. He was a brilliant man, okay? He was self-educated. He didn't go to Harvard. He didn't go to Princeton. He didn't go to Columbia. He didn't go to all these Ivy League schools. He educated himself. He was just brilliant. He was smart and intelligent. He a business owner. He has several businesses, restaurant business. That's why I love to cook and I love to eat. He had restaurant businesses. And he was just so smart, incredibly smart. He has some of the most influential people come to our house when I was a kid. I didn't know at that time they were influential. Dick Gregory sat on my parents' couch and was talking to my father about his Bahamian diet thing, and Sonny Carson came to the house one time. And now in my journey that I'm seeing those people, I was like, oh my God, I had the opportunity to actually talk to them. But when you're young, you don't realize the benefits. So in your life, you're going to get that. When you get to be older, you're going to see things that happen. You're going to say, wow, I was exposed to that. Wow, I saw that. So just embrace every opportunity that you have. Embrace everything and just realize that everybody's journey is different. Your journey is different than mine. My journey is different than yours. You are you, and we are not the same. Nobody can be Pamela Parker. Nobody can do what I do. Right? So that's why each and every one of us are so special. And we need to horn on those talents and those tasks that you have. You have special gifts that's just for you. Okay? So just make sure you take advantage of that. And that's saying that we think is cliche, that life is short, so you have to, but it's true. Life is short. And every single day you have an opportunity to be the better you. And that's what I do. It's a journey. Every day I'm working on something to be a better me. I'm working on something inside to love myself more and do more. And guess what? Do I care about what people say? Absolutely not. No. You know why? Because it's my life, it's my journey, it's my story, and it's something to leave to other people to help them, to leave for my children, to leave for my children's children, to leave for whoever in the world that's going through something. Because during these difficult times, which are really, really difficult times, but it's also a blessing. This time has allowed me, as well as millions and billions of other people, to sit back, if you're smart, and reflect on your life. To sit back and say, where am I am? Where am I positioned? What do I need to do? What can I do better? How can I fix myself? Or what do I need to declutter? Or what do I need? This was like a timeout. This was like, God don't give us a pandemic and stuff. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this was a timeout for you to say, you know what? Okay, where am I at? How are my finances? How am I this? How am I doing physically? Because with this pandemic, you got to keep yourself in shape physically. Whatever working out you're doing, you have to eat healthy. What can I do to reset and continue to do the same thing every single day? That's what's important. So in order to do that, you have to have a strong mind. Some people, they learn from this pandemic that guess what? They don't even like themselves. Some people can't, just stand in the house is stressful for them. Guess what? For me, I love it. I'm like, thank you, Lord. It's amazing because I get an opportunity to just on my to-do list, check off, check off, check off. What I have to do, what do I have to restructure, what do I need to do? And it has been amazing. It has been liberating. Sometimes it gets a little bit, you want to go out, you want to do the things you're used to, but I was never a person that went out and hung out and did all that stuff. So I had time to really get things into perspective. And it really has helped me to evolve into a better person. And it's make sure that you take advantage of this time and opportunity to do the same thing. Now let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Okay, so I talked about what my father instilled, education, right? Because once you get your education, nobody can take that away from you. What else? The sheepskin, I talked about that. Okay, now I want to see how tell you how the mind is important, how your childhood affects your adulthood. And I'm going to reference it to things that I've done in my childhood or in my growth process. I told you I love reading. I read all the time. Even to this day I read. And I didn't know that the older I get, the more I'm becoming into my mother. Because if I don't have these glasses, I keep 2 pairs. If I don't have them around, I can't see. And so I love reading. Got to make sure I have my glasses. And I've always read, even when I was a child, when I was young, I read. And as I progressed and got older, I read. I used to use the bookstores as a library. I would sit there, and sorry to all you authors, but I would sit in that bookstore and I would finish a book. I'm an avid reader and I'm a fast reader. I would finish the book and I didn't buy the book because I read so many books that it was just not cost effective for me to buy everything I read. So I would stay in the bookstore, and whatever book that fascinated me, I would just read it then, and I would just keep it moving. So sometimes I'll be in a bookstore a matter of 3 hours and maybe have read 5 books, right? Sometimes it takes time to process, but I'm talking skimming and you know different things like that. So that's the type of person I was. I always loved taking care of people. Even as a child, I used to play nurse and things. And you know how you have the baby doll, and I was always the nurse, and I was taking care of the baby and things like that. Little did I know I would be a nurse. I was been a nurse for, don't want to tell my age, but 30 something years. I'm not a good nurse. I told you before, if you saw video 1, I am an excellent nurse. I have had so many students that have crossed my path that I educated, whether didactic or in clinical settings. And I'm that type of nurse that you make sure you treat the patient the way you want to be treated. And I'm going to be talking about later on doing some NCLEX review for them and whoever is aspiring to be a nurse, which is an excellent profession. So I used to always play with baby dolls. Things that also helped me to execute my plan in life was vision boards. When I was younger, I'll say maybe, I don't know, maybe between 15 to 20, I'm just quoting off the top of my head. I did a vision board where I put down what goals. I had my daughter do one, and my son was a little later on. He wrote his stuff down in a book. I was talking to him today. I said, you know where it is? He said, I don't even know. I forgot where I put it. But anyway, I did a vision board of different things that I aspired to, different goals that I had. I put pictures from magazines. I picture whatever I wanted, I put on that vision board. Years later, like maybe 15 years later, I kept that vision board and I looked at it. And almost everything I had on there, I accomplished. I think maybe 2 things I'm still working on, two or three things on that vision board. But that was planning. Even though I thought, okay, that's not execution, that's not planning anything. That is planning. Because when you put it there, you're putting it here. And the mind is powerful. When you say you're going to do something, I know with me, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. My word is my word. And I expect that out of people, but sometimes people let you down. So that's why you have to put your faith in something higher, because human beings are human. So people going to be people, and no love lost, no judgment. Let's see, what else? So I talked about my childhood. I'll talk a little bit about my education. Growing up, I went to high school at Clara Barton High School for Health Professions. Again, I told you as a child, I always talked about playing with babies, wanted to help people, love helping people, love nurturing people. So I wanted to be a nurse. I went to Clara Barton for Health Professions. I was in something called a PEAK program, if I'm not mistaken. Then I transferred to the nursing program, which was a fabulous school, gave me an excellent foundation. During that time I was at that school, I also crossed paths with some powerful people. If anybody know Edwidge Dante Cat, she's a very, very excellent novelist and writer. She was actually in the class with me. We used to sit next to each other. Very quiet, very, very humble, very amazing person. And she's an amazing writer to this day. If you didn't read any of her books, you should read them. They are awesome. Also, Chubb Rock was also at the school. And if you know him, he's an educated rapper. He's like one of the best. And I knew he was going to be a rapper because when I was at school, when we would leave or be dismissed, I would see him all the time. He would be rapping. He would have his book bag on his back. I don't even know if he remembers Pamela Parker. Probably not. I don't even know if Edward, she might remember me because we sat next to each other and I used to talk to her. Because she was quiet and I was quiet. So, but Chubb Rock used to always consistently have his book bag and he would be rapping. He would be spitting lines. Just all the time, and who would know that he came? So he was kind of nurturing himself back then from high school. Okay, so that's my high school, Clara Barton High School for Health Professions. Then I went to Medgar Evers College. Oh, before Medgar Evers, I went to New York City Technical College on J Street for my nursing. And before I went to that college, I researched it. So any of you that have to go to college, research it first. I wanted to be a nurse, and I wanted to go to the best school. So I went to a school that the passing on the NCLEX exam was 98 to 99 to 100%. Like 99 to 100% was the passing. That was the school I wanted to be in. So I went to New York City Technical College, and I know the type of person I am. I'm a mover and shaker. I didn't want to be nowhere too long, so I went to a 2-year college, went there 2 years, and then I went to Medgar Evers College for my bachelor's degree, which was awesome. Again, crossing paths with amazing people. I used to see Dr. Betty Shabazz, rest in peace, all the time. And when I passed her, it's like I became paralyzed. Like, she was such an amazing woman. Her smile was so amazing. And I couldn't even talk. One time I just went past her and she had on a nice suit, and I just kind of rubbed my arm like on her suit. It was just amazing, right? She was an amazing person. So many powerful people. I think there's a author, one of my favorite authors that I used to see there. If I can mistake, I think he was there, Cornel West. I think he used to be there at Medgar Evers College sometimes. But you know, Amara Baraka, I think the poet was there. So Medgar Evers College was where I did my bachelor's. My master's, I was working full-time and went to school full-time to get my master's degree, and they paid for it. So the thing was, if you go there, they'll pay for it. So I said, hey, that's good for me. So I got my master's from LIU CW Post, and I was working full-time, did that. Then after that, years later, I enrolled in William Patterson for my doctorate of nursing practice, which my direction that I was taking my DNP was research, dealing with healthcare disparities. My research proposal was going to be nursing and obesity, because the nursing profession and the obesity levels of the people are like neck and neck. So my thing was, like, we're healthcare professionals. Like, we're supposed to be the model. Like, why are nurses getting so obese and we're almost with the general population? So my research thesis, or the topic that I was going to research on, was the nursing obesity and just ways to eradicate that. So I did, at William Patterson, I was halfway due. I did 12 credits. It's a 30 credit thing. I did 12. I had 3 credits, and then I had to take a leave of absence. So I gave them all documentation on my leave of absence and why I had to take it and what was going on and blah, 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 blah. My department chair denied it. It went to the head person. They denied it. And you know what they did? They kicked me out the program. Go figure. So I was making excellent grades, A's, B's. They dismissed me. That's the same thing. So I said, you know what? I don't let nothing get me down. I said, all right, well, I'm not in that. Listen, with my expertise, I get an honorary doctorate anyway. Okay, I'm back. We're having technical difficulties. I had to get my IT person, my son, to help me out. Okay, so from William Patterson, I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. With William Patterson, I didn't complete my DMP, but that's okay, because with life experience, you know, I'm fine. Again, challenges make me stronger. So the whole purpose of this video was to say that whatever you want to do, put it in your mind, write it down, and it'll happen. Be positive. Stay away from negative people, negative energy. You don't want that. You just want only positivity. So be around positive people, positive things will happen. Anything you put your mind to. Just to end it off, I just want to tell you 2 things. My son was in a trail. They had to go in the Appalachians Mountains for a week with his school. This here is very, very important to him as well as me. So on that, when they had that that hike for a week, they had to stay there. They had to sleep, eat, everything there. They broke up into groups and into teams, and he was able to do it. You know, he got this here, his little patch, which signifies a lot. And before he left, we meditated a lot, and I told him, anything you put your mind to, you can do it. And guess what? He did it. Another thing, I always wanted to do the 26-mile marathon. That's on my bucket list. In 2011, I used to be in a running club. So I was at a running club, and they said that there was going to be a 18-mile marathon. I said, oh, great, I'm signing up. They said, oh, no, 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 you can't sign up because it's going to be next week. And I said, I want to do it. I said, if I put something in my mind, I know that I can do it. So they said, no, there's no way that you can do 18 mile and you didn't train. Some people train for 6 months for this. So anyway, I said, no, I said, okay. I filled out the registration form, and it was about 2 hours away from where I lived. I went there. Well, you know, the way I prepared was I meditated. I ate a lot of carbs, maybe like 3-4 days before. I built myself up on carbs. Of course, I was light, much lighter. I was about 50 pounds lighter than I am now, and I did it. I said a prayer, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this marathon. And guess what? I did the 18-mile marathon non-stop running in 2011. Here's my little, I'm proud to say, my little certificate. And how did I get through it? I put it in here. So my whole purpose for telling you these little tidbits is that once you put something in your mind, you meditate on it, or you say, you know what, I can do it, you can do it. But once you tell yourself you can't, you won't. So please, please, if I can instill anything in you, it's just positive. Just say, you know what, I'm going to do it, and just make it happen. And guess what? You could. So again, thanks for tuning in. I know we had to, with a little choppy, I'm learning through all this, so I'm going to get me a camera, and you know, it's going to get better. So thanks for just taking up, those of you who stayed to the end, thank you so much. Those who didn't, thanks for just coming in, and whoever's supposed to be here is here. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace, and don't let anyone steal your joy, and make sure you be kind to someone. It's easier to be kind than to be mean. Love you, and have a wonderful day.